G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the color red. As the Abbasid dynasty representing Izzy Esports, it is Marine Lord. And on the north side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color blue, representing Team Liquid, it is the Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 in this series. This is a best of 5 series, so at the moment no one really looking like they're going to be victorious just yet. Both of the players have received 1 game victory so far, so no one's really out to a super far lead at this point in the series. Of course, this is the grand final for the Road to Red Bull Wallalol Legacy, and we're here on Hill and Dale, but this is not just any Hill and Dale. No, this is a very specific type of Hill and Dale. This is an updated version of the map in which things have been changed a little bit. Let's talk about some of the changes that exist in the new Hill and Dale. Now, you're not going to be able to play this one on the ranked ladder. You're not going to be able to see it out there, but you can download it. You can go put it in your custom games. They'll let you. Don't worry. No fees at all. So the first thing is sacred sites. They are even now. So it means that, or they're more neutral. Let's just put it that way. So you've got 1 sacred site on every single side of the map, just nice across the center. You know, remember, sometimes you would have like 2 sacred sites and they'd be like 1 here and then 1 here. So you just drop like a keep here and a keep here and you'd be able to defend both of them very easily. And then the other sacred site, I mean, I remember playing some games against the Delhi and they would have a sacred site, like there's the exit of their base and there's the sacred site and you're like, all right, good luck stopping that one. So that's the first change. Second change is wood distribution. So they've made it so that wood distribution is a lot more fair. If you've played Hill and Dale recently, you will see that the wood distribution isn't the most fun. So they've made it so that you've got a lot more even wood across the map, but the consequence of that is, I guess it makes it a little bit easier to wall these choke points. It definitely looks very easy to wall that one off. And then at the same time up towards the north, we can see there's plenty of wood up here as well. A little bit harder to wall this bad boy off. And then finally, just the general resource distribution as well is improved. So the gold, it's no longer really tied up in the middle. You can see it's kind of spread out a little bit over towards the edges of the maps there. So that's going to be a decent factor and honestly great changes for the map. So let's talk a little bit about this matchup and about what we're due to expect here. So there's a couple of different ways that Marine Lord can look to play this. He can go for a bit more of a heavier focus on the feudal age, or he can look to try and play it in the castle age himself. Typically, you're going to expect at the very least some sort of horseman, camel, archer play. The other option that we've been seeing a lot more recently is just heavy spearman pressure. So lots and lots of spears coming out. Obviously, phalanx spears, very good. Very strong against the Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire typically going to be looking for some sort of early horseman pressure, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that in this game. Typically, the Abbasid dynasty wants to get out here, wants to get on the stone. So if you can apply pressure onto this stone, it will guarantee that you can delay a second town center, and the longer you delay that second TC, the smoother your ride is going to be, just because the Abbasid, they want to do that. They need to do that. And so, very cheeky coming in from Marine Lord. Take a look at this. I mean, you're still going to be able to mill these bad boys up. You just throw a mill down here and you'll have a little bit better of a time, but still going to be coming in through here. So if I'm into Muslim's perspective or position right now, what am I doing? I'm dropping down a stable as soon as I get up to the next stage, and I'm just rallying out a whole bunch of horsemen onto the stone to delay that. The other alternative is you can go for a tower, but honestly, you don't want a tower. Towers, it takes too long, and there's way too many ways to defeat it. It's just much easier. Just go the horseman. It's going to be a smarter route, but Age Up's now coming through. It's got a beautiful Archon Chapel back here. If we had to give a rating to this Archon Chapel, I'd probably go with about a 10. I'm going to be real with you guys. Woodline, Gold Mine, Deer Hunt, TC. I mean, what is it missing? I mean, it's missing the berries. You get these berries just a couple pixels closer, but hey, this is pretty much the best you can get. I mean, obviously, it's missing the stone as well, but yeah, unfortunately, look, you can't have them all. And we do see now, it does look like it's going to be a stable opening here, and he's rushing up this stable as well, and you can see he's got enough resources in the bank for a horseman, so I suspect he's going to be looking to rush that one out. Beautiful timing here, so 100% on the money. I think this is the correct decision in this matchup, because even though it seems like the Holy Roman Empire is this civilization that you can't just just leave to themselves. The reality is it's the Abbasid that is actually that civilization. So if you can get over here, deny this stone, and you can see, because of Marine Lord looking to be a bit more greedy, I say being a bit more greedy, but I mean, this is just the standard build order, right? Fresh foodstuffs, wheelbarrow, and then he's got enough gold as well to get his spearman upgrade. So probably going to be a spearman opening. And obviously he spotted out the horseman as well as the stable. So he knows exactly what's coming, as that is exactly why we see that barrack. So going to be pushing in, applying some pressure to the stone. And you can see there's only 200 stone taken off this at the moment. He's going to need to bring out more villagers if he wants to try and collect that 300 stone. Because it's gonna be tough for him out here. He's definitely gonna be sacrificing villagers. Horseman obviously doesn't do a lot of damage, but hey, it's better than nothing. And there's probably gonna be more horsemen on the way. Indeed there are. So now those villagers gonna have to fall back away from this position. This is a massive victory already for the Muslim. This is huge. And the big thing now is for him to capitalize on this. How does he capitalize on this? He goes up to the castle age, gets out knights, and then looks to collect relics. That's going to be the big things. But typically in this matchup, the Abbasid player is going to be very aware of your desire to go knights. And it's highly likely that we see him move into camel archers together with spears, maybe even throw in some horsemen. But the first of the spears is going to be coming out. So he's delayed this TC a little bit, not a huge amount, but the horsemen may look to regroup around. Now, we don't see any kind of further aggression coming out here from the Muslim. He's almost got enough resources to age up, so beautiful little timing here. Don't you just love the flexibility of the HRE recently? The fact we're 6 minutes into the game and he's got enough resources to age up, despite opening with 2 horsemen and a stable. You know, just HRE things. But at the same time, I mean, if we take a look at Marine Lord, he's not looking terrible either. Horsemen now, and not too many spears, just 2 spears for now. But yeah, in this matchup, if I'm playing it as the Abbasid, the one thing I'm very conscious of is the Holy Roman Empire player loves to make knights. He's already opened a stable, so it's likely that he's going to keep doing that. And then, so you're just thinking about, you know, what can you do to beat that, because, you know, knights are obviously notorious for their power. And speaking of power, right now, looks like Marine Lord going to be moving out over onto the west side of the map. He's still gathering up stones. Well, what he was. He actually overgathered by about 100. Going to be dropping down a town center out here. We do see the horsemen moving out. The Muslim now going to be aging up, and you can see that Marine Lord's really being put behind here. First of the horsemen is out on the field. Now, the big thing with these horsemen and the scout is that he's going to be looking for prelates to try and deal with. Have a look at this. Spearman doing magic over here. A little bit of a misplay, I would say, by the Muslim. He does get the Vil, but sends the horseman in the wrong direction. Subsequently loses it. But yeah, typically what he's going to want to do here is look to try and pick up the relics that are closest to him, and then use the knights to make sure that he's got enough to defend those. But we can see he's got triple prelate out already. 1, 2, 3. So now going to start healing up those villagers as well on the gold mine. So for him, it's all about, you know, picking up the relics. At a bare minimum, you want to pick up 4. Ideally, you'd like to pick up all 5. Realistically, this one's going to be quite difficult. Very easy for the Abbasid player to just wall it in, and you can't really do much about it. We can see he's done a pretty decent job at this point. And now Prelate's going to be moving out. It's going to be a double Prelate over towards the east side. He's got units coming out there as well. Spears, horsemen, and the knight, or rather, and the scout, going to be spotting these units out. Spear's going to be the main issue. As long as there is a knight that is going to be coming out shortly, which I suspect there is, then he should be okay, because the knight's going to be able to deal with both of these spearmen, but he ideally needs to wait for that knight to come before he does engage here. And you can see that we've now got walls coming up in the middle of the map, so doing a very smart thing over here, Marine Lord. Going to delay that. So remember, every time that your enemy is attacking those walls, they're not attacking your main base. So by putting up those walls, super smart move from him, because it means that, you know, let's say that those knights really start to build up in number and you start to get worried. Well, they're going to be focused on taking those walls down. That's the big thing. Triple spear coming out now. I'm not sure whether we got the phalanx upgrade just yet, but we definitely do have a hardened upgrade. Looks like the prelate might get caught here. Knight's going to be coming in for a big charge. Prelate going to be running for his life. Unfortunately, going to be going down. At the same time, it did look to run a little bit of a screen. We hear the relic being picked up over towards the south of the screen. Might have to throw down a Wallalol here on the defensive. When we hear a relic snatch. Don't mind me. I'm just going to snatch it. The Wallalol going to be able to pull off a little bit of a defensive position here. He needs to bring these knights back in. You can see them fighting at the moment with the spears, doing the right thing. But unfortunately not going to be able to make it work there. The knight should be able to clean this up before the prelate does go down. More units going to be attacking on the front side. Prelates absolutely everywhere. It's madness. And indeed, the knights are going to be able to successfully clean this up. Beautiful positioning. So far, de Muslim has played this absolutely perfectly. How does Marine Lord get back into this? He sticks in the feudal, looks to really play a long feudal age, needs to be going heavy spearman. I would even advocate for a third TC. But let's go have a look and see exactly how he's doing it. Over on his side of the map, So it looks like he's picked up that first tier of Golden Age. We can see he's up to 14 of 30. Obviously got the second town center as well. Going to be throwing down some more production buildings. I say production buildings, that's a house, Strongo. But you're all right. You're all right, mate. We'll forgive it. Immediately gets to 55 population. That's how many things he had ready to pop out. But this is 100% the right play. Sticking with hardened spearmen. I would love just a couple of camel archers in here as well, just to debuff the enemy knights, and just keep looking, poking and prodding with this. Now we'll take a look at Muslim and see how he's doing. He's got 2 relics so far. He's going to continue looking to pick up more. Outposts coming out on this sacred site on the west side. Still 1, 2, 3 relics yet to be picked up, and unfortunately there are wolves, there are boar out here, so watch out, ladies and gentlemen. They are ready to pounce. And now villagers moving out towards the berries. You can see the knight numbers looking pretty decent here. He's also got the prelates in the back, but honestly this is a scary amount of spears. I would not be pursuing this, even though the knight numbers look good. If those spearmen turn around, they will absolutely destroy you. And now he looks to push up. Now you can see he gets the decent little brace there, but Muslim just going to be going heavy on the knights, tries to get the pullback there. Beautiful little pullback, doing a decent job. But you can see the spears just tear through the knights like a hot knife through butter, really. But the knights, overwhelming. It's a decent trade for them. They've managed to do well, but the spears, remember, they're the much cheaper unit here, so he's done a pretty decent job of pulling them apart. The big thing for me, from Muslim's perspective, is just don't commit to 100% spears. If you commit, or rather to 100% knights, if you keep going 100% knights, you are going to get destroyed. Sure, you may have taken only a handful of losses here. We see a horseman go down. I'm not sure if he actually lost any knights there at all, and beautiful micro coming out from him. But by the same token, you may not win the next fight. That's the big one. Because look, Marine Lord's like, all right, you want to make knights? That's fine. I'll just make spears. And this is something that he will love to do. We'll check in with him and see whether he's picked up that upgrade just yet. Failing still yet to be picked up. Obviously, no upgrades yet with regard to +1s and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of sit on the basic level at this moment for both of these guys. But obviously, spearmen do very well against cavalry. 28 damage total, minus the 4 armor, 24 damage. And now those spears, once again, going to be running for their lives. Ideally, you want to avoid fighting in these smaller numbers, but you're still going to be getting pretty decent trades. The main difference is going to be the micro. We'll check in on board with the Muslim as he looks to continue moving out across the map. He's picked up another relic down towards that south side. So that's 3 relics. If he can pick up a 4th relic indeed coming through, then he's going to be in exactly where he wants to be. 5th relic, and that's GG time, baby. Beautiful point-blank charge right there. I think he charged that spear at the back, and that's how he got that one off at point-blank. But now the knight's going to be looking to try and take control of this situation. One of them does go down. He's still got a pretty decent spread here, losing a lot of health on these bad boys on the backside. But fortunately, the charges just keep coming through. Marine Lord throwing away spearmen. But, I mean... The knights are looking good at this moment, but I still can't help but feel like Muslim might be in a little bit of trouble if Marine Lord just keeps doing this. And now the camels come out. This is where it starts to get troublesome, because Muslim's confident at this point, but once the spears have a victory, it's kind of like the inverse of the knights. Something that you don't typically see. Unfortunately, throwing away the camel there, immediately losing that. And we've got the inspiration coming through. He's going to have +1 on some of these guys. You can see with the extra damage as well. This is a beautiful little position here. And now finally, it looks like that he's starting to stall out with regard to these knight numbers. Once again, you know, add in a single archery range and you're going to be feeling very, very nice. Or even at this point, just throw out like a barracks with some lance connect, or maybe even some men-at-arms, and things aren't looking too terrible. But camel now going to be moving forward, mounted up, looking hot. Spearman moving forward, looking to try and get the engagement. Beautiful little charges, once again coming off, huge damage. Inspiration, once again going to be reaching or hitting those units. We can see right there an extra 1 armor, an extra 15% damage, and now he's going to run for his life. At this point, we can see the production coming out from Marine Lord. My lord, look at the production coming out from Marine Lord. How much have we got right here? 5 barracks. And see, that's the consequence of going for this heavy spear comp, is Marine Lord's like, well, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to make spears. And he literally just makes spears. I mean, obviously, we got the camels in here to help out with a little debuff. And it looks like the prelate did go down, and a wall came through for the relic on this south side. So must have perhaps failed with a Wallalol. Maybe didn't get a Wallalol off. We'll ride on board with Muslim and see. Still no sign of an archery range. He's got plenty of gold in the bank. Buys a whole bunch of wood, and hopefully we see... Okay, he's going to throw down barracks here. So we talked a little bit earlier about the idea of like having a lance connect as a potential option. Well, you got to remember, now you know that there's camels out in the field, right? So 4 camels will be pretty close to one-shotting. Yeah, I think 4 camels should one-shot a lance connect. So I would almost be advocating, you know, maybe men-at-arms would be a decent call, and it is going to go for Lance Connect. We did see he had a lot of gold in the bank, so it kind of makes sense for him in this position. Prelates are also out as well. He's making Prelates non-stop, and he's got that inspiration upgrade as well, which means that they're going to be, when they're not healing, they're actually inspiring. And that inspiration's quite big, quite decent. An extra 5 damages is definitely nothing to sniff at. But now Muslim, all of a sudden, going to be forced off the hunt. Villagers going to be moving back towards the berry bushes. They're going to have to try and test out that one. But there's so many spears here. 26 spears, 3 camel archers. And they might only be feudal spears, but I tell you what, they are awesomely strong. Do not dare mess with those bad boys. Villagers going to have to run back over towards this north side, potentially, where the other berries are. And now, Muslim looking, or rather, Marine Lord's called the bluff. Now we're going to enter into the cinematic mode right here because Muslim is definitely looking to face off against this position. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The spear's moving in. Going to be able to skewer off the knight, getting a nice little skewer on the front line. The prelates moving forward, trying to hold on in this position, looking to repair, and unfortunately one of them does go down. They want to be inspiring whenever they're not repairing. I was going to say whenever they're not preparing. But now it looks like he's looking to try and get a bit of a connection down here. Knight's going to be coming in. Beautiful little position. Look at the skewer distance. My lord. Skewer is busted. Did you guys see how far away that was? That was huge. And now the spearman number's looking incredible. And this is the point. This is the critical mass of spears. And you got the Lance Connect in there. They get picked off by the camel archers. And now complete envelopment of those spears over the top of all these units. And there's nothing right now that Muslim can do. Marine Lord just completely overwhelms him. He's going to be taking this game in the series 100%. There's no way he comes out of this. And indeed, good game gets called. Fellas, what an absolute game there. A very quick one. If you didn't go see the first 2 games, I reckon you go check those out. They were absolutely massive compared to this one. But hey, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.